Well, good afternoon, Fort McMurray. It is that time of the year where I'm your co-host of Let's Talk Lending, and I am with
Barb Pinsent of the Mortgage Center Elite.
Awesome. All right, Barb, what's been happening?
Well, as anticipated, another rate decrease. So the overnight lending rate dropped by another 0.25% today, which is good news.
It's great news. So now we're under 3%, which is absolutely phenomenal. We've been waiting for it. I know buyers are waiting for it. And there's a sense of like a little bit of excitement when it comes to purchasing here in Fort McMurray. And Barb, I'm going to let you talk about some numbers, and then I'm going to show some numbers about what's happening in the market here. So you ready to go?
Point out, I am, but I just want to point out that the overnight lending rate is below 3%. Prime is not. So when clients are going in to get a mortgage from a lender, prime is 4.95.
Okay.
Yeah, Bank of Canada, banks will always add on to the Bank of Canada's rate.
Listen, absolutely, but it's at least coming down. There's a movement downward, which I think, that's really important. So your thing is up there, Barb.
Okay. So just as we said, rates have gone down. So that does mean for cheaper financing for especially those in a variable rate mortgage right now, or those who are looking to get a mortgage, variable rates are looking more attractive these days. So, and I just wanted to show you some numbers because when we talk about a 0.25% drop, it doesn't always mean a lot to people. So I thought if we could show them what those numbers actually look like. And so here from the inception of rate declines back in June of 24, the numbers that I have showing here are prime minus 0.95. You may or may not get that. That's subject to change, but just for the sake of numbers here. And so you can see what the payment back in June of 2024 would have been on a $450,000 mortgage versus what it will be now with there have being so many rate drops. So now $2,385. So that's a pretty substantial change in mortgage payments, thankfully. So for those who have hung in there with their variable rate mortgages, this is great news for them. Yeah, and so like payments have dropped by about $539 a month on a $450,000 mortgage, which is substantial. So as I said, if you're in a variable rate mortgage, you're going to see some real savings if you're thinking about buying. Rate cuts can make things a little bit easier on the monthly budget, of course, but it is important to note that fixed rates don't fall when prime changes because they're set by two different measures. So fixed rates will drop as bond yields drop, and bond yields follow like their stock market issues. So if we see the bond yield drop, we'll see fixed interest rates drop, not right away, but lenders will keep an eye on things, and things have been a little volatile-ish of late. So we will likely though see fixed rates fall as well.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right. So this is us, but I have some stuff to share. So I'm going to share my screen now. And because let's talk about what's actually happening. And I'm not going to show you what's happening with the actual like numbers right now. Okay. So here's what we're looking at right now is the number. So this is single family for the entire city. All right. The inventory, look at how low it's been. Okay. So that's like in the 100. Let me just look at the data numbers here for the entire city. Oh, okay. All right. Hold, please. So we have technical difficulties. All right, let me get that back up. All right, let's go to the actual data. So 100 like in the low 180s, right? So that's pretty crazy to see that. So, and even already we're coming up to halfway through the month. We're at 26 sales already. And when I checked last, there's like 14% of the properties on the market have offers on them. But look at this, like the last 4 months, look at how low it has been. It's been under 200 single family homes in the entire city. You absolutely have an opportunity if you're thinking about selling your home to get your property listed. And so it is what I'm calling a soft seller's market, meaning properties are selling quickly. The first stuff's getting into You're seeing some multiple offers. Doesn't mean everything is selling over list price, but you are seeing multiple offers in this market. And that's where I really want to educate buyers. It is absolutely not a buyer's market anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where your mentality is changing. That's when you're going to have to start to approach things. Really make sure your pre-approval is in place, because you need to know how much you can spend. You should not be looking at homes until that's done. You should be messaging Barb, gabbing an appointment. Because Barb, how many pages of information could there be? There could be like 60 pages of information that's needed, correct?
Depends on every individual client, and mainly down payment. Source of down payment is painful. You know, if you've got money in different accounts, or you're transferring funds back and forth between accounts, you got something with Wealthsimple, Tangerine, CIBC, Scotia, all of that needs to be compiled, looked at, and lenders want 90 days history. So that's probably the biggest hurdle, and getting all of that looked at ahead of time is huge, because then we've got a sense of who you are and what you are, and we can tell you what not to do now that you are ready to make this move. So definitely, and sometimes, you know, cash deposits into an account can't be used for the down payment. So if we've gone through all of that, then you know what that looks like.
Long story short, there's hurdles that you definitely want to make easier on yourself, because it's stressful enough looking for a home, right? The paperwork part of it, make that easier on yourself. And then once you know how much money you can spend, you probably want to spend below that anyways. And Barb is going to be the best person to get your finances set up. I'm the one that's going to help you find the right home for you and your family. Okay. Now, if you're looking for, you know, mortgage renewals are coming up, call Barb for that too, right, Barb?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, Barb, when is the next announcement? When's the next date?
April 16th.
Okay, April the 16th is the next rate hold. If you want to get a hold of us in the meantime, go to letstalklending.com, fill out the form. Barb and I will be notified with your contact information, and we'll get you what you need so that you can be making the right decisions for you. And that's probably one of the most important things. Maybe you needed to save a little bit more. Maybe you need to, if you're wanting to list your house and then sell it and buy another house, maybe listen, I have a guide, and it's called the Get More From Your Move Guide, to help you through the stages of getting your house ready for sale, because it takes a lot more work than you think, and purchasing a new one. And Barb is going to be a big part of that process for you. So we're your dream team. You got any questions? We got answers. Barb, thank you for doing this for me. It's certainly exciting to see all the changes and all the interest rate changes that have happened over the last few years versus us. Anything to talk about? Nope. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Awesome. Okay, Barb, thank you so much for being my partner again in this venture. And again, you want to meet, you want to get information from us, you can below, and share and tag a friend so that they get the right information and they can get the right help that they need by trusted people.
That's right. Thanks.
All right. Bye. Okay. All right, Fort McMurray, until April the 12th.
16th.
Yes. Okay, April 16th.
Did I say the 12th? I thought I said.
No, it's me. Okay.
That's okay. On the April.
Okay, we're human. All right. Thanks, Barb.
Bye.